To wrap your head around after what we saw from LeBron Saturday night. This is LeBron Sunday morning after the Lakers made their way back from their game in Philadelphia. They'll play Tuesday night, but obviously you could see LeBron with the tissue there. You can see him kind of dapping up his eyes, totally understanding the moment and what Kobe had meant to him. I mean, he said after yesterday's game, passing Kobe on the all-time scoring list. I mean, that's Kobe Bryant. But think about that for a second. That's LeBron James being in awe of somebody on a basketball court, because that's who LeBron James was and that's who Kobe Bryant was. He did pass him, and Mike, there is a little symbolism here. Kobe adopted Philly as kind of his hometown, right? Played his basketball in suburban Philadelphia. Obviously, Kobe spent his career with the Lakers. LeBron passes him in purple and gold and does so in Philly, and then talked about Kobe after the game.
I mean, it's just too much. It's just too much. The story is just too much. It doesn't make sense. And just to make a long story short, now I'm here in the Lakers uniform in Philadelphia, where he's from, where one of the first time I ever met him, gave me his shoes, he won All-Star Week. It's surreal. It doesn't make no sense, but the universe just puts things in your life, and when you live in the right way, or you just giving everything to whatever you're doing, things happen organically, and it's not supposed to make sense, but it just happens. I'm happy just to be in any conversation with Kobe Bean Bryant, one of the all-time greatest basketball players to ever play, one of the all-time greatest Lakers. The man got 2 jerseys hanging up in Staples Center. It's just crazy. It's cool to know that you have the support of one of the all-time greats that ever played this game, and someone that you admired, to be like on the floor, and do the things, win championships, be young, and be remembered. You know, you don't have that much time to play this game, and you know, if you're able to be remembered, you know, for the great things that you did, the positive things that you did, you know, making people feel, you know, great about what you did, that's a pretty cool thing. So I wrote on my shoes tonight. I think I put Mamba for life, 824 KB, because it's really that mutual. So.
You know, the word we keep hearing today from so many people who knew Kobe, at least have some type of relationship with him, Zubin, has been surreal.
Yes.
It's surreal for me sitting here doing this, having covered him for so long as I did in Los Angeles. And you got to feel that for LeBron James right now, that moment, watching that last night, is surreal for him. Little did he know at that time that within 12 hours, Kobe Bryant would be dead.
It's an amazing sort of situation to hear somebody like LeBron talk about Kobe that way. Jordan has weighed in, quote, "I'm in shock over the tragic news of Kobe and Gianna's passing. Words can't describe the pain I'm feeling. I loved Kobe. He was like a little brother to me. We used to talk often, and I will miss those conversations very much." Jordan went on to say, "I am in shock over the tragic news of their passing." Once again, this is the first part of the statement that I just recited. Words can't describe the pain I'm feeling. His love for Kobe, he was like a little brother to me. We used to talk often, and I will miss those conversations very much. Yvette, that's his wife, joins me in sending my deepest condolences to Vanessa, the Lakers organization, and basketball fans around the world. Kobe Bryant, dead at the age of 41. Michael, survived by his wife and his 3 daughters, Bianca Bella, Natalia Diamante, and Capri Kobe Bryant.
13-year-old Gianna, also on that helicopter crash on the way to a basketball game today that Kobe was going to participate in with the youth squad for Gigi. We talk about Kobe's legacy and we link it to Michael Jordan, or we link it to LeBron James, and that's fine because of the generation in which Kobe came into the league. But Kobe was unquestionably his own man. He was relentless in his approach. He was uncompromising in his work ethic, and he did it his way. If no one else did, it was going to be the way Kobe Bryant thought was best for him, his team, and his legacy. Here is Kobe Bryant. An example of the emotions that so many people around the league are feeling right now. That is a shot of LeBron James. After the Lakers game in Philadelphia last night, they stayed in the Philadelphia area. They flew back this morning, and they learned of the news while they were on their way back to L.A. As ESPN reported in Los Angeles reported earlier, the entire plane was just devastated by the news, as you might expect them to be. And there is LeBron, less than 12 hours after he passed Kobe Bryant for 3rd on the NBA's all-time scoring list in his 2nd season with the Lakers before he gets back to LA. One of his mentors passes away in a helicopter crash in the Calabasas area. Speaking of that crash, we have an update right now of the death of Kobe Bryant and also the reaction we are seeing from people to that death. How are you summing this together when you're talking to people?
Well, you just realize that we lost somebody very, very special. And I think that somebody said earlier that anybody associated with the NBA community, I think it was Coach Alvin Gentry at New Orleans Pelicans, he said anybody associated with the NBA community is incredibly devastated by the loss of Kobe Bryant. He's a 5-time champion. We know all of those things. We know he was a winner. We know his dedication and his commitment to excellence. But, you know, there was life beyond basketball, and it wasn't just about him winning an Academy Award. It wasn't just about him doing detail for ESPN Plus or a plethora of other things that he was working on. He was really highlighting for basketball players, for athletes, professional athletes everywhere and beyond, that there is life after your initial aspiration has ultimately expired. You know, he wanted to be a basketball player all his life, wanted to be a superstar NBA player and a champion, and he achieved that. Well, what do you do from there, and how easy is it to make that transition? Well, Kobe Bryant was one of those folks that preached about being prepared to make that transition, preparing yourself ahead of time, understanding that it can't last forever, but if you go about the business of putting forth your due diligence and making sure that you set new goals, new things to aspire for and to pursue and ultimately to achieve, life can be just as fulfilling beyond those days of playing than you ever imagined. And it was something that he talked about on numerous occasions with athletes. So if you look at a LeBron James, the Dwayne Wades of the world and others, and look at how they've evolved from being just professional athletes to being so much more than that, particularly in the business community, ask them about their relationship with Kobe Bryant. Ask them about the wisdom that he imparted upon them. Ask them about when they all went to Beijing for the 2008 Olympics and what have you, and the kind of things that he talked to them about and he religiously talked to them about, and how it served as an inspiration for them to go and extend that level of wisdom and knowledge to other people. This was who Kobe Bryant was. It was who he aspired to be. He wanted to motivate. He wanted to inspire. He wanted to make a difference far beyond the basketball court, while still reminding you that when it was his time, he did all he could to never cheat himself, never cheat the Lakers organization, never cheat the game of basketball, never cheat anybody from getting exactly what they expected from him. An all-out effort in pursuit of a level of excellence achieved by very, very few people on the planet Earth. It was who he was, it was who he wanted to be, and it was who I knew him to be, not just as a reporter that covered him, but ultimately, once he retired, somebody that I considered a genuine friend, who was clearly a friend to me. And it's devastating that he's gone, and we're all hurting right now. I just got off the phone with Shaq. Shaq was crying, and a couple of other people were just incredibly hurt by what's transpired. I know I've shed some tears. I know Jalen and others, Jay Williams and others, have shed the tears as well. It's devastating. You know, that's the best way I can put it.
Steve, I spent 10 years in Los Angeles covering the Lakers and some of the teams there in LA. And the thing about Kobe Bryant that stood out to me, when you're in Hollywood, there are some big stars that go out, and not everybody is an A-list star. You have Jack Nicholson sitting courtside. Those are big stars. But every time Kobe Bryant walked into a room or even walked into Staples Center, he was the biggest star there, because even the biggest celebrities wanted to talk to Kobe Bryant. He was the guy that everyone was looking to be near, to talk to get a little piece of something as they walked away from him. For those watching right now who don't know necessarily the entire athletic career of Kobe Bryant and what it means to the game of basketball, put into perspective, if you would, Stephen A., in only the way that you can, how big of a star Kobe Bryant was.
Well, he was definitely a mega star. I mean, obviously there's Michael Jordan, and then you look at others, and Kobe Bryant was right there in terms of his cachet, what he meant, his signature, what he was all about, the Mamba mentality and what have you. But you got to go back, take into consideration he's at Lower Merion High School. He's at Lower Merion High School, and he's All-American. He comes straight to the pros. He's telling you he's going to be as great as Michael Jordan. And then even the great Michael Jordan, when he retired, all the names that you would bring up, he said, that guy right there, Kobe Bryant, is the guy that I look at when it comes to challenging me, because of the mentality that Kobe Bryant had. And then again, you take it beyond the court of play. as I talked to you about it earlier, you know, I'm hosting a show, quite frankly, on ESPN 2 years ago, and everybody's talking about, go ahead, do this, do those interviews, do that. You're going to be the next Oprah. And Kobe Bryant comes onto the show. He said, love Oprah, but forget all of that. It ain't about Oprah. It's Harpo. He was talking about what she owned, not what she was in front of the camera. And those are the kind of things that he constantly reminds you of when you thought your aspirations were enough, when you thought they were lofty enough to pursue, and that was it. He was always reminding you that there